The first scenario that I'd like to play through would be a small impromptu conversation, responsive to a 17-year-old student who has just returned to my classroom from the juvenile hall, where he has been a number of times, and I have been a visitor to this place to see him. Um, and I would ask him, "How did it feel for you to be in the hall again?" And after listening, I would say, "Yes, I. You remember the conversation we had the last time I came to visit you there? How you cried, how we cried, and we shared, and you told me you did not want to be back there. And I'm wondering, which life do you prefer? Do you prefer being in the hall, or do you want to be out?" Now, the reason I ask this is because I do have students, a student in particular, well, two maybe, that have preferred life in juvenile hall to their foster care homes. And so it's important, I've learned, to understand where they want to be in order to help them get to where they need to be. So, um, I would say, well, the answer would be I want to be out. And so, responding to that thread, then I would say, what could I do to support you, um, to make better decisions to stay out? He'd probably say, "I don't know, I'm not really sure. There's probably nothing you can do." And I would say, "Well, do you think, for example, your friendship group, do you think the people that you spend all your free time with, do you think that they have any influence on your behavior and decision making process that helps you return to the juvenile hall?" And he would freely admit that. And I would say, "What could I do to support, again, what can I do to support you to maybe make different choices, create a different social life?" Like we talked about you taking up boxing or some other real physical activity to get your aggression out because this person, tends to fight a lot. And so, how can I support you? I would ask this person, how can I support you redirect that anger into something healthy? Um, and then, yeah, I would just say, "All right, well, I got you. We're going to work on this together. I hear you. You want to be out, and I'm going to help you make the choices to stay out." For the circle that I would lead, like a proactive circle. It would be sequential, and the idea is that it would be like my first day as the new principal at my local school, which I intend to do someday. And I'm coming to the first staff meeting, and the intention of the circle is to get staff buy-in to create a restorative campus. So um, I'd start out with a check-in, and I would. Sorry, something strange just happened on my screen. I would start out with a check-in and say, "Hey, tell me one thing. Everyone, let's share something about our summer. Like, what was the highlight of your summer?" And I would start by saying, for me, it was preparing for this moment. I've always wanted to take on this role in our community where we live, and I'm really excited. So I just spent a lot of time coming here and walking the track and preparing to be all in for this experience. So, we're going to move clockwise, share something from the summer. And that way, everyone's just feeling kind of loose and calm. And then I would ask, how would you describe the school culture here last year? Give people a chance to talk about it. Um, and then um, I would ask, what seemed to work and not work in terms of responding to unwanted behavior on the campus. Give everyone a chance to share their thoughts and their feelings about that. Um, and then I would kind of start digging into my goal, and I would ask, what do you know? Like, what could you share about restorative practices, or what comes to mind when you hear that expression? Um, Allow like a discussion about it, and then I would really just be a listener in that. It's not, at this point, I'm not trying to teach them about it. I'm trying to find out where they're at with it. And then I would ask, has anyone participated in a restorative circle? And see where, what it is with that, have people share that. And then Then I would probably say I'm going to take a minute to just give you a little bit of a background on restorative practices. I've brought each of you a book. We're going to do a book club, is what I would say, and we're going to talk about this in our staff meetings. And I would give them just a brief overview, repairing harm as opposed to retribution. We want to be like 80% proactive to 20% responsive, ideally, and give them kind of just a general overview of what it is that I'm asking them to strive for. Um, and then I would ask each one, like, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about taking a restorative approach and implementing circles? Like, what concerns do you have? Because I expect teachers are going to feel like it takes more time, and I'm already doing all this. And then when everyone has a chance to say their concerns, I'll probably address a few concerns, like explain, like, well, I've seen case studies where a 15-minute circle every day actually has allowed some classrooms to get 5 days of work done in 4 days. So have no fear. I will come into your classrooms and lead each one. I will make sure you have the time, and we'll be doing weekly check-ins. And hopefully with that, I can really get the buy-in.